there it is, there it is. We made it 5.5 hours in the Cayenne, which sounds like it's about to blow up. I can't wait to get this car. So in the early to mid 2000s, the tuner car scene was all Japanese, cool little 4-cylinder cars from companies like Honda, Toyota, Nissan, Mitsubishi, and Subaru ruled the streets, and there's no doubt that the Fast and the Furious movies from this area helped with their popularity. Now, the Americans definitely tried to fight back. Dodge had the SRT4 Neon, Ford had the SVT Focus, and Chevrolet had the Cobalt SS. But the Cobalt SS had a twin brother, not an identical twin brother, but a twin brother nonetheless, and that is what we're about to buy right now, the Saturn Ion Redline, which I believe is the coolest American tuner car ever made, and I have $3,800 right here to go buy one. So let's go buy one, and by the end of this video, I think you will be convinced that this is no doubt the coolest American tuner car. It's got 2 suicide doors. Hey, how you doing, man?
Good. Are you by chance LegitStreetCars?
Yes.
Nice to meet you. Oh my
nice to meet you too. Have you seen the channel?
Yes, I have.
Awesome.
When you mentioned something about filming here, I looked at your profile and I'm like, no way.
I don't usually say anything, but I like to tell, ask for permission to see if people are cool if I walk up filming, so you don't think I'm a complete psychopath.
No, exactly.
Well, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. No. And thanks for meeting me here with this. How long have you had it?
Since October of 23, I've had it. Just bought it when I was 18. Now looking to get my muscle car all up and running.
What do you got?
71 Vega wagon.
Nice, a wagon. That's sweet, man. Yeah. Good for you.
Yep.
So this thing is modified. Did you do the work, or did someone else?
I know the previous owner did some of the work. I did most of it with the engine, but he put on the coilovers and everything.
But you did like the pulley and
correct.
Tune.
Yep.
It's on E85. This thing's a little ripper, so he put a video on Facebook. Which, if you're selling a car on Facebook, definitely put a video on. But this thing sounds insane. We're gonna hear the blower whine, and I'm gonna be geeking out about all the weird oddities of the Ion Redline. I gotta just start. Sorry, I'm gonna pay you, I swear.
No, you're good.
It's got not 1 suicide door, but 2 suicide doors. Recaro seats, these things are awesome. They're supercharged, and I can't wait to hear it. Let's see underneath. Oh man, this thing is clean. Oh, thank you for describing it as is. Oh my gosh, I asked Jeremiah, I'm like, is it rotted out? And he's like, no, it's actually pretty clean. He put it away in the winter. This side skirt's not painted. I don't know what the deal is here. Are they supposed to be painted?
I'm not 100% sure on that. No.
All right, whatever. This car's definitely had some paint work done. It's a 138,000 mile, Saturn for $3,800, so it's not gonna be perfect. I'm actually gonna be using this on a cheap car rally eventually in the future, so that's, and I've always wanted one. But anyway, factory wing, I love this.
I love it too. It definitely looks a lot better than
the Cobalt.
Yeah,
that's right. This was way better than the Cobalt. I think, it's the same car. Wow. Mind if I pop the hood?
Hey, pop the hood.
All right, Jeremiah, who did this? Is that off of Mercedes or something?
I don't know if it's a Snap-on.
Looks like an S-Class badge or something like that.
2JZ engine, no?
Here we go. So here is the LSJ 4-cylinder. So it's got a cool little blower off to the side, 4-cylinder engine. These had, I think, about 205 horsepower, but this one has a pulley-tuned E85, a bunch of work exhaust intake stuff. Eventually, the Cobalt's got a turbocharger, but not the Saturns, They stayed old school American supercharger. You mind if I fire it up?
Go right ahead.
Cool. I'm gonna pay the man before I fire this up. $3,800.
All right.
That's what we agreed on. There you go. And he's actually throwing in a clutch on this deal because the clutch is bad. So I like to buy broken cars. This one's kind of broken. You are way taller than me. Oh man. Here we go. Fired right up. What's a 4-banger? Telling you, the coolest tuner car America could make right here. It's got all the right sounds too. I can't wait to hear this thing under load. Engine sounds phenomenal. No hesitation. It's got an airbag light, whatever. Different radio, cool. Manual transmission. And this has a sunroof. I love sunroofs. Look at that, it works. That is so cool. And what's neat is in 2004, they used blue Recaro seats. I believe they were blue no matter what color the exterior was, so these match, and then they changed the color later. And this interior is actually in really good shape. These are aftermarket wheels. The tires look pretty good. It does have some bumps and bruises, which he noted in the listing, so we'll fix that up. But yeah, I mean, in today's day and age, you can't really get a good cheap car under $5,000. So these are actually pretty good cars overall, and they're cool as well. And now I own one. All right, so we're running 15 pounds of boost, Jeremiah said. We could go more. It's on E85. It's got 80-pound injectors. I'm probably gonna dyno it. We got some repairs to do though, so we gotta load it up on the trailer and get this back to legit street quarters, lift it up, and see exactly what we got ourselves into. Well, thank you, brother.
No problem.
I love it. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Appreciate you watching.
Yeah.
And you wrench on your own cars?
Correct. Yep.
All right. So here's a legit Street Cars Ultra Pen light.
No way.
My gift to you.
Thank you.
Really great in the garage. You like it a lot.
Perfect.
So.
I appreciate it so much.
Yeah, no problem, man. Good luck with everything. All right.
Thank you.
So we got to load up the Saturn on the trailer, and you guys may have seen my last video on the turbo Porsche Cayenne that has a really bad engine noise. We're testing it right now to see how far and what we can do with this thing before it blows up. So if you haven't seen that video and you want to see a pretty cool experiment, click down below. And I actually don't know if I'm gonna make it. You guys would know better than I would at this point. This is like the future for me and the past for you guys. I don't know, space, time, continuum. It's tough to follow. All right, we gotta load this thing up on the trailer. It runs well, I gotta say. And guys, don't buy cars like me. Like sometimes I just meet a guy in the parking lot and buy a car without even really test driving it because I get excited. This thing's beeping at me, but anyway, let's see. It says the clutch slips. That sounds awesome. It's so weird in a 4-cylinder. You know, a lot of 4-cylinders are either naturally aspirated or they're turbocharged. So to have one with a supercharger is pretty neat. I think that was slipping though. Oh no, we did burn out a little bit. Okay, let's try it again. Yeah, we're definitely spinning the tires. He says it's when the clutch heats up, it'll just start to slip like crazy. So yeah, oh man. And I think we might put an LSD in this thing if it doesn't have one, but it's leaving 2 marks. Yeah, there's a mark. And there's a mark. Okay. Some of these were optioned with an LSD. I didn't think you can get one in 2004, but maybe someone already did that and we're gonna have to drop the trans, so we're gonna find out. Just like you guys get to find out what my lawn looks like after using Sunday Lawn Care for the last 3 months. Here it is, covered in snow at the end of winter. Then a month later, you can start to see the grass. And here is another month after that. It's already looking pretty sweet. And here is my beautiful lawn today. So this is only about 3 months after the snow has melted, and I've been using the nutrient pouches for the last couple of years. And so even after our harsh winters, this just returns right back to very, very thick green grass. And it just makes the property look so, so nice. And if you guys think I've always kept up my lawn like this, I haven't. This is what it looked like before Sunday. Very patchy. It was kind of embarrassing. And using the Sunday pouches is just so easy. Just connect it to your garden hose, open the valve, and you are off to feeding your lawn the good stuff. Ingredients you can pronounce like iron, nitrogen, and potassium. Now, getting started is easy. Just head over to getsunday.com/legit, answer a few questions about your property, and Sunday will create a custom lawn care plan just for you. You can even send in a soil sample to fine-tune your plan, and then everything gets shipped right to your door with easy-to-follow instructions. Customer service with Sunday is amazing. So I had an issue where our new puppy was peeing on the grass and causing yellow spots, so they sent out a urine-resistant seed mixture. I've overseeded, and this has helped a ton. So this is some good stuff as well. And the best part of all of this is that you guys are gonna get a discount if you click on my link or go to getsunday.com/legit, use code LEGIT30. That's gonna save you 30% off your very own custom lawn care plan. So check it out in the description box down below. Now, back to the Saturn. The Ion is all loaded up. I think it's such a good looking car as well. And they're actually really rare. They only made 5,500 of these. I think they made 30,000 Cobalt SSs. And for a little bit of context, they made 8,000 DeLoreans. So there are fewer Ion Redlines than there are DeLoreans. They made like 30,000 Buick Grand Nationals. So it's an ultra rare car. And I think an ultra cool car too. And let's get it back to legit street quarters. I heard a bunch of clunking underneath there. We got a clutch to do. We got lots and lots of work. Look at our beautiful, beautiful Saturn Ion Redline in the rearview mirror of the Cayenne, which again, you guys know better than I do if it made it back to Chicago because that video is out already. So Let me know in the comments, did I make it back? We made it back to legit street quarters, and here is our Ion Redline, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm really liking this little thing. I gotta stop falling in love with cars, but it looks so cool, and I can't wait to drive it, which is actually what we're gonna do right now, because he said the clutch slips, but sometimes only at wide open throttle, and the first thing you gotta do in diagnosis is verify the customer's concerns. So I gotta go beat on this thing and see if the clutch slips, and then I heard some clunking in the front end, so we're gonna see what that is. So basically, we gotta get to work. Before we beat on this, we have to check the engine oil and make sure the level is good. Oh yeah, we're good. This oil looks pretty fresh too. So the superchargers did not come painted black like this, and I don't know what's going on with this throttle body, but it has like an adapter harness, and it does say GM on it. I wonder if this is an upgraded throttle body. I'm gonna take it off, and we're gonna look inside of the supercharger too to see if this was ported out, because this thing has like every bolt on, including really cool long tube headers. It's got a 2.9-inch supercharger pulley. We do have the 80-pound injectors in there, a divorced cooling system, and a larger pump that is for the air to water heat exchanger intercooler system. And there's the larger heat exchanger. And then this thing is tuned on E85, so this could be close to like, I don't know, 300 wheel horsepower car, something like that. They're very light. Should be pretty quick. Let's find out. I'm warming up this engine here a little bit. Yeah, we gotta fix this exhaust, guys. It's too fart canny out the back. I don't like it, but what I do like is even at like quarter throttle, you start to hear the wah! And this engine, it's designated the LSJ, LS Junior. And it's American GM product, it's an LS Junior. I think that's my official, like, kind of first nickname. Like, I never nickname my cars. I don't know what to come up with, but it just did it for me. It's the LS Junior. Oh, this is so cool, guys. This car was $3,800. Like, it's already brought me so much joy and happiness, and I've only driven it like 0.2 miles, like a quarter mile. Because in the LS Junior, you live your life a quarter mile at a time. Oh. There are some knocking noises, guys, going on here that we gotta diagnose. Oh yeah, that's bad. Something in the steering for sure. Steering, suspension, something like that. We're pretty warmed up now. Ooh, that was the clutch. That was the clutch. Yeah, I was in gear, clutch out, and it just straight up. I gotta say, that's like the coolest sounding slipping clutch ever though. It was funny, Jeremiah, who was super cool, great, nice guy. He was like, yeah, it slips sometimes under wide open throttle. That was pretty bad, but man, first gear's fine. Yeah, second gear, it's just over. Wow. Okay, so even right now I'm in second, and it's just like not going anywhere. Huh. All right. Oh, now the clutch pedal is rock hard. Oh man, did we just like totally, okay, there we go. Oh, we broke it. Let's see, third gear. Third gear seems normal. I think we just heated it up like crazy right there. So now it's kind of catching again, just light throttle. Here's second. Okay, so it's really when you take off pretty quick in first and then shift to second, it just slips like crazy, but if you let it cool down, I think right now in second, it's okay. Let's test that theory. Go gently into second. Right now that it's heated up, like it's so hard to push this down. Hang on, let's see. Okay, there we go. Yeah, this is cut and dry, guys. I think we just have a fried clutch, and it's kind of cool. We can drop the transmission and get a look at work instructions, maybe drop the engine out with it, I don't know. But a couple things I want to do first is figure out this knocking noise and also figure out what we're going to do with the exhaust and possibly fix that. I always like to just get into things so we can order as many parts as possible because we have the clutch already, it's in the trunk. Oh, and speaking of that, I wonder if we have a flywheel with it. Okay, all right, well, that doesn't work. We're gonna do something cool, but it doesn't work. So that's something else to fix. We need a good parking brake, but let's pop the trunk, see what he left us. Yep, that's not working. I'm not drifting. This spoiler is so cool. It's one of my favorite tuner factory spoilers of the era. Was on the old Saturn Ion. We got a couple of headrests. Am I missing? No, I have headrests in there. All right, free headrests. They're leather though, maybe out of something else. It looks like we have an extra belt, some stickers, which we need. What does this say? Clutch Masters, okay. Here we go, there we go. Here is our clutch. This unit has been bolted down for testing purposes. Okay, great. So I don't see a flywheel in here. We might just have the clutch, like the clutch kit itself, which could be okay. Plastic panel. Oh, we got the throwout bearing, cool. Excellent. GM too. Nice. So we got that. Oh, this looks like a gasket maybe. An exhaust gasket. Oh wow, he was like really getting ready to do some work here. Supercharger oil, sweet. And then it looks like we have the new flywheel bolts. Yep. And what is in here? A battery. And that's about it. Okay, so there should have been a spare in here, but it's kind of cool. I think this is factory rear battery. That's nice. All right, guys, I was freaking out here for a minute because this is all black, but obviously the car is blue. I mean, look at this. I'm like, was this thing just rattle can blue? But I looked at the paint code. It is cobalt blue metallic. I pointed this out to Jeremiah too, because I wasn't sure what was going on, but all of this is black, if you notice. So inside of here as well. So one of the big selling points back in the day on all the Saturns was that they were totally dent resistant, because literally the whole thing is made of plastic. And you can look at that in a good way or a bad way. I mean, this seems pretty flimsy, but in reality, when you get into an accident, it's not like the skin of your vehicle being made of steel or aluminum is really protecting you. It's the structure of the vehicle. So these can be plastic. So some of the Chevy Corvettes are like this. I mean, the LS1F body, the quarters are steel, the doors and the fenders are some kind of plastic. So, you know, it was new in the sense with Saturn that they did it on literally everything. But I will say it's pretty funny, like how flimsy these things are, but they just pop right back in and the fitment's actually pretty decent. I mean, especially considering this has suicide doors. Have I mentioned it has suicide doors? This is so cool. And look at the cool little back seat. It's a 4-seater. That's neat. One bad thing is these little windows, they don't open at all in the back. That stinks. All right, let me see if I can pay attention to this boost gauge over here. It goes so quick, and we only have one gear basically to do this. But let's see. Okay, I think that was about 10 PSI. Huh, that was first gear, probably slipping a little bit. Let's just try a second gear, see what kind of boost we can get. Yeah, about 12. I think we're maxing out around 12 PSI, so man, we could potentially pull it down a little bit more. I think these things are efficient up to like maybe 16 PSI or so we can get even more power, which I think I kind of want, even though it's pretty quick for a little 4-cylinder. Oh yeah. Oh, this knocking is brutal. We gotta fix that first. All right, let's jack this thing up. Let's see what's going on. It just feels like this wheel is totally loose. I already checked the lugs, they're fine. It does have spacers on it, whatever. Oh, what's that? Oh, are you kidding me? Found it. Watch this right here. It's moving back. I'm not supposed to do that. This thing does have coilovers. I wonder if they loosened up. Yeah, they did. Okay, or someone never tightened them, I don't know. Let's see if that fixes it. Should. Wow, that is really loose. I wonder if we should get a second nut on here just to be sure. All right, there we go. Oh yeah, that's solid. Perfect. That has to fix it. That is a smoking gun, people. I love finding stuff like that. We should probably check the other side. Not as bad, but definitely loose. Click. All right, hopefully that's fixed. Before we see if we fix that, I gotta fix this too. I hate when door checks make this noise. That is so annoying. A lot of times they are loose. This one seems kind of loose. Yeah, that's usually what it is. So if you just tighten up your door checks and then add a little bit of grease, you know I'm using MB sunroof grease, because that fixes everything from door checks to engines. I'm just kidding. It's just, I just really like it. Anyway, that's greased up. Okay. That did absolutely nothing. That's how you fail at fixing something. It probably needs a new door check. But anyway, let's go for a ride and see if we fix the way more important thing with the suspension steering clunk. This door check is gonna bother me forever. Well, just got back from another test drive and tightening this guy did not fix the noise. Yeah, look at this. That's not good. All right, we're gonna try and find this clunk and take a look at the exhaust, but let's just take a really quick look at the condition of our Ion. So this is the aftermarket heat exchanger, and it does look like it's bent, you know, like kind of bowed, and that's where it mounts, but it's solid, nothing's leaking. I would leave that on a cheap car like this. We got a polyurethane trans mount. Here is the aftermarket coolant pump for the intercooler system. Axle boots look good. Yeah, I mean, nothing is super rusted so far. It does have the ZZP coilovers. I think that's like a $1,200, $1,300 kit. This car's got a pretty decent amount of money put into it. The header kit's about $450. This is about $250, pump's about $100. Oh, and then it does have the actual catback, or at least parts of it, I would imagine. This does look stainless here. Hard to tell, but this is a MagnaFlow. So about another $300 in catback. Yeah, it also looks to have the ZZP cold air intake, which I believe is about another $250. And then under the hood, we have the smaller supercharger pulley that is like $70. This does have the larger ZZP throttle body I found out, which is like $250. The E85 tune is about $300. It also pretty much has to have a different fuel pump in the tank, so like $125 for that. And we're gonna find out if it has a limited slip differential, because that's like $400 3800, so it's definitely got some decent mods. And who knows what else we find. But wow, this thing is pretty clean, guys. Look at the pinch welds, just a little bit of surface rust, but overall, this car is in nice condition. Yeah, this is just like an honest example. Just, you know, sometimes you want to see a little bit of surface rust like this, nothing brand new, nothing all smashed in and repaired. Pretty nice. Even the foam. 3,800 bucks, people. These are the best cars to buy. They're so much fun. And you know, we're gonna find out if it's got an LSD right now. So I gotta hold this one. That's really the way you can tell. Oh yeah, no, this has definitely got an LSD. So if it had an open diff and I held one, just one of them would spin. This is completely locked. Oh yeah, that's why we were able to do those little parking lot burnouts. This is sweet. This has the LSD. That's 450 bucks. We also have 80-pound injectors. That's 250 bucks. Oh, and we have the clutch kit in the back, which is like 650. So I don't know what the grand total is. We'll pop it up here on the screen, but that is how much money and performance parts we have in our $3,800 Saturn, which the transmission works great, the engine works great, it sounds great. We're in good shape. Might get some new wheels and tires though. All right, I found an issue here, guys. This control arm, it looks a little bit better than the passenger side control arm. On the Carfax, this thing did have an accident about 2-3 years ago, I believe, on this side. Nothing that totaled it or anything, it was just listed. And look at this. It looks like someone mangled this subframe. That looks welded too. And yeah, but look at this, totally loose. And this is the bolt for not only the subframe, but the control arm too. And you can kind of see what it's supposed to look like. I wonder if they just repaired the subframe and they didn't tighten this. Let's see if we can tighten it up. Oh, this is loose too. Look at that. Okay, that's the other end of the control arm. Oh yeah, that's moving a ton. This one too, everything's just loose. It's gotta be the noise. How many more smoking guns can we find? Okay, should be tight. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's much better. No more movement. That's gotta fix it, right? All right, let's see if we fix this noise. Oh yeah, we're perfect. No more noise. So when you take off, but mostly when you brake, you would hear it. Haha, we did it. It's just loose bolts. All right, that's awesome because that sounded horrible, but you know what sounds even worse? Oh, it's so bad, guys. Sounds so bad. This is super loose too, look at that. Ah! Hey, look at this. It's a crab spider. Wow, that is really cool. Wow, that's gotta be like the king of the hill in the world of insects, right? Anyway, the crab spider is literally running away right now because of this noise. Let's see what we can do about it. Now, the exhaust on this Saturn doesn't have a whole lot. It has a little bullet right there, and it does have a muffler. This is a MagnaFlow, so I'm gonna cut this off. And OJ over at Fluid recommended one of these guys, and it's about the same size. All right, we're gonna cut it right here before they got to kind of booger welding things on. Good exhaust pipe right here. Come on now. All right, here we go. It's cutting through now. Once you get going, it goes quick. Huh, this thing's about to hit the camera. Yep, it's because this hanger's not attached at all. Safe. With that cut out, we have our straight through design muffler, which is what the other one had too. You can see right through this one as well, but this is a much newer muffler that OJ has a lot of experience with, and muffler technology has come a long way. So let's just hope it can cover up the fartiness. Please cover up the farts. Oh yeah, slides right on, cool. All right, we have a clamp, like that, like that. Probably do one of these, and we'll tighten this guy up. All right, it's good enough. Let's give it a shot. Less fart, please. Less fart. Okay. All right, that's different. E85. When it starts cold, it's angry. Better. That's better. I mean, it's still a little 4-cylinder, you know, it's gonna sound like that, but that's way better. I'll let it warm up and then we'll rev it. Warmed up the engine so we can give it some revs. Oh yeah. That is way better. Hold on, let's do it before and after. And now we have this. Guys, that's fixed. That's great, honestly, it sounds good. I think we can hear the blower a little more. Yes! Supercharged 4-cylinder. Gosh, they should have made more of these. That is awesome. I think I'm gonna order a different tailpipe and a hanger. I don't know, those are minor details, but I'm so happy with how this sounds. All right, so we've de-riced the Saturn. I think it sounds really, really good. And now we have to get this clutch working. So let's remove a transmission. First things first, we gotta take apart some of this to get to a trans mount. I already have the engine chained up. We're gonna use that to hold it. I'll show you that in a minute, but let's make some room. This computer just kind of folds out of the way. That's nice. We can already start to see the transmission. Hello. I've loosened up the fuse box. I gotta get this out of the way. Obviously, battery is disconnected when you do a job like this. These are power leads. Don't wanna get zapped. This actually comes apart pretty easy, so we can get a lot of this out of the way. And we can pull out these big connectors too. All right, goodbye. I pulled out a little clip so we can pull this line out. This is for the master and slave cylinder. I just popped off the shifter cables. They just pry right off. I labeled one of them bottom so we don't get anything mixed up. I like to label things. Disconnected this plug as well. So it looks like everything from up top is disconnected. Now we can start getting to some bolts. Before we start removing the trans mount bolts, we're gonna get this contraption in, right there. So we're gonna tighten this nut, and this is gonna bring our chain up with our hook, and it's just gonna hold the engine in place because I'm gonna remove the subframe, and I don't really want the engine to fall out. So this is solid, we're good. With the engine supported, now I can go around and crack these bolts loose. I tried the electric gun there, but wasn't enough. Just need to get my guns in there. Look at this, the ABS pump says Redline. I think they should bring Saturn back. This would be the perfect like EV company for GM. Or they should just go crazy and just come out with supercharged 4-cylinder ones once more. I'm sure that'll sell. All right, trans mount bolt coming out. There we go. We're moving along to the bottom here. A little stop off at the wheels. Oh, these things are actually kind of heavy. You do have wheel spacers. I think the fitment is perfect on this though. Although I might get some new wheels later. We'll see. Talk to my guys over at Fitment Industries on that one. We're gonna pull this shield out. So just a few clips, and that'll expose our other subframe bolt. I'm spraying everything. I don't know if we can get to the nut in there, but hopefully it creeps in. Spraying it all. Next up, removing tie rod ends. We're gonna pop the tie rods out with this little contraption that also acts as a robotic teeth chopper. I don't know. All right, nice and easy. Really like this tool, it's sweet. We'll pop that out. Next we have our sway bar link. Almost hurt my hand there, but we're all good. Take this out here. Definitely looks newer. Thank you, previous owner. And we'll pull this out. Oh yeah, ball joints up next. And we'll get the air hammer in here. There we go. I like these ball joints. You kind of separate that out and they'll pop right out like that. All right, spindle is loose, ball joints out. We'll get this axle nut out of the way. And there's a washer in there, don't forget it. Oh, it's nice and loose. Cool. Now we can pull the axle out like this. There we go. And I'll pop it right out. So there's just a little C-clip holding this guy in. Get out of here. There's our axle. It's a beefy little guy, look at that. We're gonna remove this axle as well. This is a center support bearing. At least that's what I call it. It's probably got some other term. I'll take these out. I have this axle disconnected. With the axle out of the way, we can get to the top of the rack. The bolts, of course, go in this way, which makes it fun. Why couldn't they just be down here? All right, rack bolts are out. That's loose. It's just gonna stay right here. We're gonna leave it connected to the steering shaft. And we don't have to disconnect the lines or anything. Now we can remove this trans bracket. Got a few big bolts. All right, these are coming out like that. Woo! Those are long, look at that. So I can get this bracket completely out. It says amount. Looks to be in good shape. Well, I just learned something. The Saturn does not have power steering. I never even thought about that. Like, it feels great. There's nothing here. No lines go into this rack at all. Huh. We can still leave it dangling up here, but that's kind of cool. See how much our chain is gonna support this engine. When are you gonna stop, buddy? All right, there we go. Yeah, it's always a little kind of scary, but there she is. The chain's rated for a lot more weight than this, so that's good. Subframe time, people. So far, so good. I've lowered the car. We have jack stands so that I don't have to, pick up this subframe. Probably weighs a lot. All right, we got one more. Okay, they're all out. There's our trans mount. What's holding this thing in there? Get out, subframe. All right, there we go. Just going up. And are we free? I think we're free. Sweet. sweet. This is great. Look at all that room now. Oh, this is the way to do it, guys. Look at that. I think it's literally the only way to do it. I don't think you can physically remove the transmission. You could drop the entire engine with the subframe. There's a couple ways to do this. There's multiple ways to skin a cat. Is anyone out there watching Skinned a Cat? I mean, that's horrible. Like, what is that saying from again? Who was skinning the cats? Leave the cats alone. So there's lots of bell housing bolts. Of course, they come through the hard side. We'll get them out. This axle is not coming out for me, so I guess we'll tackle that when we get the trans down. All right, we have a starter to do. Not exactly sure what's going on. Like, that looks like a starter bolt, but then it's got these two here. And I just realized this says Saab on it. So from now on, anything that's really weird is Saab's fault. Let's see, these I don't think are starter bolts. What in the world? Oh, this one could be. Okay. Yep, no. That thing is still tight. Oh, geez. Oh, I feel one back here. Yay, that's fun. All right, we're back up top. Hard to tell, but there were a couple of pain in the butt bolts. The overall bell housing, front wheel drive, not a fan. There we go. Could be the last one. Oh yeah, there we go. Sweet. I'm using my trans jack chain up top, so I don't have a chain. This is not the safest thing I've ever done in my life. That's for sure. A little sketchy. Ooh, does this have a lightweight flywheel already? This is super dangerous, but I think I got it. Oh. This trans is kind of heavy. It's not bad though. There we go. Trans is out. What do we got in there? How bad is this thing gonna be? Hang on, there's a tag right here. And I think some of these would say LSD if they were originally an LSD. Well, maybe this isn't the right tag. It doesn't say it. There's GM. And there's our Saab bushing. Weird. Then GM. It's got an identity crisis here, people. Look at that, KTM. That's on the oil cooler. This thing's a dirt bike, too. All right, here we go, people. It's a little rusty, but can't really see anything yet. Let's get this pressure plate off. We'll go in a little crisscross pattern. Last one. There we go. What do we got? Whoa, clutch is just flying out of here. Woo! Wow, that definitely got a little hot. It is totally glazed. Jeez. Look at this weird line that it has. I don't understand that at all. You can't really feel it though. That's very odd. So here's the clutch. There's definitely plenty of meat. Nothing's oily or anything like that. Let's see. This is a Luke brand, so kind of like an OEM. This looks okay. It's just everything is just heated up like crazy. Wow, that is bad. Let's get this flywheel out of the way. Flywheel coming off. Well, there we go. What is this thing? I don't know, is this a lightweight one? So the flywheel assembly we had is 8.71 pounds. And from ZZP Performance, I got their lightweight flywheel. And about 8.5 for that one. So we are gonna be replacing this already aluminum flywheel that someone else probably put on here with a new one from ZZP Performance, which is maybe what this is. Now these are kind of serviceable, but I'm just gonna go with a brand new one. Mostly just because these teeth aren't perfect. I think they've worn a little bit for the starter. I don't wanna take any chances. This probably worked just fine, but you know, that's not good. And then Jeremiah included this in the deal. So this is an aftermarket flywheel and pressure plate. It's ready for all the grip in the world. Included with the car was a brand new GM slave cylinder, so we're gonna replace this. All right, that's coming out. I had to undo that line there. She was working pretty good. This one will be much better though. Slave going on. And don't forget to tighten your line here, and that is done. Oh yeah, that feels great. It's a little grindy in there. So this bearing was going bad. Get out! Guys. This is like an hour later. I cannot get this axle out. Like, this is insane, people. I mean, technically we could just leave it in for the clutch job, but because I've been trying to get it out, I think I've compromised the seal. So I'm at like the point of no return. If I knew this wasn't gonna come out easily, I wouldn't have messed with it, but I'm like too far deep now. Well, I popped the seal out because it was pretty much destroyed anyway. I'm just trying to see inside of there. I don't know. I'm at the point where like, I might have to drop this off at like a differential shop or something. Ironically, I'm working next to the Typhoon where I had to do the exact same thing because the axle was stuck. And they finally got it out. I'm like, how'd you get it out? They're like, we just beat on it for like an hour. I'm like, I've been doing that. This is crazy. Here we go, guys. I don't know what else to say. I'm gonna take this plate out because the air hammer bit won't go far. I need more room to go down. Come on now. All right, so there's that. Cool, it's got an O-ring. All right, now I can get to the axle with the air hammer. Do both sides a little bit. One of the big issues here is that I can't go right to the center of the axle, so that is not helping at all. Let's It's not budging at all. This is ridiculous. Yeah, then it gets kind of frozen in there. And then I can pop it back and kind of, now it spins again. This stinks, guys. Well, guys, I have tried everything. I've gotten creative with pieces of steel and hammering, and this thing, it just won't move, like, at all. Of course, the differential shop is out for the next, like, week, so they can't look at it either. I'm even looking for just a whole new trans at this point, and then I'd need the axle, because I'm just worried that if the bearings are messed up or if they have to go inside, it's just gonna cost as much of it as a used trans. They're like $1,000 for the LSD ones. So, I don't know, this really stinks. All right, guys, it's the next day. This is so stuck. Look at this contraption, by the way. We have a bottle jack and a chain. It's so stuck that it literally bent this shaft on the bottle jack. This axle is not coming out. Something else that really stinks is that this intermediate shaft is a little bit difficult to find. I don't think they sell it used because it should never wear out. It's just like a piece of metal that splines in. So yeah, if you guys have one of these or know where I could find one, at LegitStreetCars@gmail.com, I would really appreciate it. At the very least, if we can continue to beat this out or something, or I don't know, we might have to take the whole transmission apart. To get to that, I might have to cut this and then take it apart. I don't know what I'm gonna do, to be honest with you, but if you guys have an intermediate shaft, please let me know. If you have a complete transmission, also let me know. This is the tag, and it would say LSD if it was originally an LSD, so someone definitely put one in here. So if you just have a factory LSD transmission that's ready to go in an intermediate shaft, I would be interested, definitely, because I have a feeling once we take this apart, we might have to mangle stuff. I just don't want to run the risk. And then I'd have to do this job all over again if we put it together and stuff doesn't work. But I don't know, the rear main's not leaking. That's good. Everything else looks good. And then once I fix this transmission, we got to take this throttle body off, see if the blower is ported, because that's a possibility. I like my little Saturn. So this really stinks, obviously. I was planning on having this thing driving and at least breaking in the clutch. And I don't know if this is gonna happen anymore, but I actually bought this for a little trip, like a cheap car challenge I was gonna do with some friends, and I don't know if I'm gonna make it anymore. I don't know. I'm gonna see actually if I can just find a used transmission, because the only possibility here, and let me know in the comments what you think, is that this shaft bent inside, so maybe some hard launches and stuff. Obviously, this thing is pretty heavily modified. It either bent, or the people that did the LSD differential, because this does have an aftermarket LSD, it doesn't have the LSD tag, but it is limited slip. They might have damaged the splines and just jammed it in there, and it is just stuck. This should just slide right out. There's even oil inside of there. It should literally, there's no clip. It should just slide right out, and it's not even close to that. What kind of stinks, I wish I could go back in time, is that seal wasn't really leaking all that bad. I could have just left that in there, done the clutch, and put it right back in. But you know me, while you're in there, we might as well replace both of those seals, which you should do. And that's what kind of started all of this madness. Now I've destroyed the seal, obviously, trying to get it out. So anyway, it's not the Saturn's fault. I still think it is the coolest American tuner car of that era. This is just someone destroyed that shaft last time. So still a good car. I might have to buy a whole new transmission though. So this is what happens when you sometimes work on your car. You open up a can of worms. But anyway, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I have some other performance parts waiting for us to put in the next video, as long as we get this trans figured out. So stay tuned for that. We're gonna make this thing sound a little bit different in the engine compartment, if you know what I mean. So if you enjoyed this video, if you like the Saturn, give this video a big thumbs up, share the video with your friends and family, subscribe to the channel. If for some crazy reason you haven't already, it's a free little button down there, and it really helps me out. But most importantly, have a fantastic day. I'll see each and every one of you in the next video. Hang on, we have some amazing bloopers coming right up, but if you've made it this far in the video, you get a discount on our gigantic drying towels. These things are absolutely amazing. Don't dry your car off with a bunch of little microfibers. With this, it's one swipe and the car is simply dry. You can dry your whole car in like a minute, and these things are huge. You could dry a few cars and then use this over and over again for years to come. These things are super thick. You're gonna love them, and I'll drop the link down below. Coupon code is LEGIT10 for 10% off. the early to mid 2000s. Now the early to mid 2000s. Now the early to mid 2000s. In the early to mid 2000s. Now the Americans, they tried to fight back. Now at the time, the Americans, they definitely tried to fight back. Now the Americans tried to fight. Now the Americans tried to fight back. Dodge. Now the Americans definitely tried to fight back. This is like the future for me, and this is like the future for me in the past.
All right, we're going up to bottom.
Come on, planes. Where are you going? Jeez. I got Sunday lawn ads to do. Scrapper. Y'all got any metal over there? Oh, and you know what? And you know what? In the next one, we're gonna take this off. I think in the next episode, though, we gotta take this off, see if there's. In the next one, I think we're gonna take this off. And then once I fix this transmission, we gotta take this throttle body off. Whoopsie doodle.